and welcome to Purl Perspectives. I'm Anahí, and today on this episode we're going to be clicking our needles together while we talk about what we're making, what we're wearing, the pressures of the holiday season coming up, and how we're feeling about the internet and the world. So if that interests you and you want some company, stick around, grab something to drink, and let's get started. I think that worked.
It should be fine.
Maybe.
It
Should be fine. Excuse me for my sexy deep voice. I did wake up with a little bit of a tickle in my throat. Hope you don't mind.
Oh no.
I am feeling very,
It's not snacks.
very Ella Fitzgerald, you know?
Yes, raspy.
Very
Jazzy.
Yeah. Very jazzy. Yeah, no, it's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
We have Bilbo the mascot here.
The
Just
boy.
Hello, my cute boy.
Passed
Can
out.
barely see him. He's fully passed out on Allie's leg.
I feel blessed. I feel chosen.
I
I
feel
pulled my
blessed.
pattern out of my bag and I crinkled it. He was like, snacks?
Hello?
Sorry, not a snack bag. Just a pattern.
He's just there for the
Yeah.
vibes in case there are snacks later.
Yeah, truly.
You might notice that this is not a live episode.
Sorry, that's my bad.
So we are
Truly.
coming to you from the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's interesting that we're able to do this because we are lucky that today in Canada we are observing Truth and Reconciliation Day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily a happy occasion, but it is giving us an opportunity to sit with our thoughts and reflect. And, you know, I think it's important to remember the atrocities that have happened against the indigenous peoples of this land and how they continue to happen and what we can do about them. So it's a day today to sort of recognize
Our history.
that our history and the mishaps that we've had and try to do our best to correct the course
Yes.
while we still can.
Yes.
So I invite you, if you have the time and the means, to do a little sleuthing online and figure out who are the indigenous peoples that are original to the land where you live.
There's a really great interactive map available online. I'll put the link down below. And I encourage you to check that out, because what you can do is you can zoom in onto the part of the country that you live in and you can see who the first peoples of that area are. And you can move around the map and you can see like where their ancestral lands are, where their traditional lands are, I should say, and what languages have been spoken here since time immemorial. So good first place to start.
Good first place
Yeah.
to start. The second good place to start, find out what textile art they do. Because they were the originators of a lot of very interesting, intricate, striking textiles across history. And even today I can think of a few indigenous examples of really great textile art.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
here we are on a textile related podcast, and what a great time to bring that to light and say like, hey, we're trying to keep some traditions alive,
Yeah.
some skills that are have been passed on to us, we would pass on to you now and to others in our circles. But how beautiful that those have survived this long.
There was a really good, I think it was a CBC little mini documentary about Cowichan
Sweaters.
Cowichan
yes,
sweaters.
the couch and
Yeah,
sweaters.
and the community that is keeping that tradition alive,
Mm-hmm.
and selling the sweaters now to help fund the resources in their community. So that's out in what is now known as British Columbia.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's incredible weavers in the First Nations of Canada. The birch bark weaving as well, just beautiful.
Yeah.
And then just to go further afield into other skills like the carving, beading, leather work, just
Leather work.
incredible.
Yeah. In where I grew up, the textile art that was most representative of the indigenous peoples of that part of the world was embroidery. So I learned embroidery from a really young age because it was just everywhere, and it was so appreciated and so prevalent in everybody's houses to have something embroidered. I loved it.
Yeah.
I still love it.
You have a tattoo of it now to represent that part of your heritage.
That's right. I won't show it now because it's only under my sleeve, but You can kind of see it a little bit.
I'm sure there's a photo on Instagram somewhere.
There's going to be a photo somewhere there. Thank you to Dee at Obscura Tattoo, with whom I've already made another.
Have you?
Another.
So, okay.
I will not be taking feedback at this time. No, I'm kidding. But I've already made another appointment for Dee because she's incredible and she likes to do what she calls micro-realism, which is realistic pictures and like in full color, but small. Mm-hmm. And because this was a walk-in, I was just like, oh, I'll take anyone. But she did such a good job, and then I kind of dove into her portfolio, and it turns out she would be perfect for one of the tattoos. Her style would be perfect for one of the tattoos that I've had on my list for a long time, which is a set of colorful gemstone D&D dice.
Oh,
that's gonna be lovely.
So I'm so excited, and they'll be itty bitty. And I don't know where I'm gonna have them yet, but like maybe like down here, maybe here. I have some space here on my wrist. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, no, I'm so excited to see her again. So I'm gonna treat myself for my birthday,
which is coming up.
Yeah.
You know, this time next week I will have just gotten a new tattoo.
What are you getting?
I am getting so the caryatids are structural pieces on the building called the Erechtheion that's on the Acropolis of Athens.
Yep.
Acropolis in Athens, I should say. And so if you look at photos of the Acropolis, you'll see what looks like a porch, and there's these tall columns sculpted like ladies, and they're holding up the roof of the porch. Now, we started off talking about colonialism this morning. I'm going to go into a different kind of colonialism right here. In the 1800s, the British invaded Greece, and a man by the name of Lord Elgin took so much of the original structures and marbles from the Pantheon, from the Acropolis, and sent them back to...
What a douchebag.
to England. And...
Don't do that.
Really don't do that. Really, really don't
Seriously.
do that. And one of the things he stole was one of the 6 caryatids of, like, these sculptures that are posts. And she remains, in my opinion, trapped at the British Museum to this day, trapped by bureaucracy, because the Greek government has made repeated requests over like the last 100 years to have all of these marbles returned, and the British government, because it's the government, it's not just the museum, it's also the government, has been throwing up speed bump after speed bump after speed bump after speed bump to prevent the marbles from returning to Greece.
I'm assuming one of the reasons is because for them it's lucrative to have the, you know?
Of course.
Exactly. Let's be real.
That's one of the arguments is that like, oh, it's more accessible because the museum is in London. And anyway, so I'm getting the caryatid who's in London. I'm getting like from like here upwards of her, but from the back. And I'm going to have her probably on my arm right here.
Ooh.
Just as like an ode to this missing sister. And I feel like that kind of sums up my general feelings towards stolen artifacts, belongings, just in general. That it should be returned home. I firmly believe in rematriation of cultural artifacts and belongings.
Agreed.
So.
Wasn't it Greece that actually like created the space
like
that
so,
literally that like
truly
answers all the freaking questions and all the
thing
demands?
is the British government was like, oh, we can't send the marbles back because like there isn't a place for them to be displayed because we can't, like, it's too fragile for them to go back up on the physical buildings outside. And so the Greek government was like, bet. And they built a beautiful state-of-the-art museum called the National Acropolis Museum. I've been twice. It blows your mind how amazing it is. And it is so wonderful how they've designed it. The original caryatids that remained were taken off of the Acropolis, off of the Erechtheion in like the 18-ish hundreds. And a secondary set of sculptures of caryatids were made, copies essentially that were made and put up so that the originals could be brought inside and preserved because they're from like, you know, I think it's like 400-ish BC if I remember correctly, like when they were originally carved. Don't quote me on this. But anyway, they're old, right? They're weathered and they would not survive with the like acid rain and the pollution that we see today. So the Greek government was like, we're going to build this perfect, incredible, amazing museum so that all of these things can be sent back and they'll be safe, because it's completely nullified that argument. They built it. They opened it. There's even a space on the display, like where for the missing sister. There, she's like, they've got them lined up like they were on the porch of the Erection, and they've got the space there for her, just waiting for her to come back. And the British government was like, no, too fragile to travel.
Oh my God.
And then like a year later, they secretly sent one of the pediment marbles to Russia for a display at the Hermitage Museum, and they didn't publicize it until after the exhibit opened and the marble was already on display. And the Greek government, truly the European Parliament, was like, absolutely the fuck not.
Too fragile, my
Like,
ass.
no, but like, how many times can you like stick your foot in your mouth with your actions? Like, the thing is, let's be 100% real. What this is about is not only greed, but it's also about the fact that if
It's
you were
colonialism.
well, no, but like it's also the fact that like if you were to remove all of those artifacts that were stolen from the British Museum, I'm sorry, what would there be left? I'm like, I don't want to be that person, but like,
But I think you're
how about you
wrong.
start putting your own stuff there and
that's
leave
the thing.
other people's shit out
They
of
do. They have an incredible collection that's on display of their own stuff, but the draw is all of these other parts of the world, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but
that's
then
what
start
they've made their
building your
reputation on.
own freaking history and boasting about your history and not the stolen stuff from other people's.
The irony of ironies is that this is not the only country or community that has said, hey, give us our stuff back. Like, I screwed this up somehow.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
That's right, I'll figure it out.
And I'm sure it's not the only museum that does this
Here's
either.
the thing, there's another institution, or not another institution, there's another community. So I don't know how much you know about Rapa Nui, or
No.
the English name would be Easter Island. But
Okay.
traditionally known as Rapa Nui, which is off the coast of Chile in South America. It's in the South Pacific. Now, they are known for these statues called moai.
Yeah.
They're these huge, I want to say
do know
basalt, but
those.
it's the volcanic rock.
Yeah.
Pumice stone? Either way, they're all carved out of the volcanic rock on the island. They're found nowhere else in the Pacific at all. They're very specific to Rapa Nui.
Mm-hmm.
And they were carved as funerary monuments, as like living emblems of their ancestors who passed on, right? And they were venerated and treated as such. One of them was taken, again, by the British in the 1800s. I want to say it was Captain Cook, too. Anyway, it's taken from Rapa Nui. It's on display in the British Museum. Now, a few years ago, a delegation also does not like colonialism.
That's the loudest motorcycle I've ever heard.
Really does not have a muffler on the back of their motorcycle.
And the windows are both closed. Like, that's
All of
how
them,
loud it was.
Truly. But yes, a few years ago, a delegation from Rapa Nui came to request that the British Museum, the British government, return this ancestor, because they knew exactly who it was that had been stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that they interact with these statues, with these sculptures, is as if your grandfather had been stolen.
Oh my God.
Right? Not just like a piece of your cultural heritage, but like my grandfather
Because
was stolen.
it's a memorial.
Because that's what
Exactly.
it is. It's a memorial.
And so that's what they're like, we want our family back. That's what we want. And the British government was like, and the delegation placed an offering in front of the statue, in front of the moai,
Right.
as like in honor of their beloved family member. They're like, we give you this offering. And after they left, what did the museum do? Put a Perspex box over the offering and turned it into part of the display.
No, they did not.
They did.
No, they did not.
They did. And the irony is like, from a conservation standpoint, because that's what I do, I can understand the desire to block it off from like environmental whatever, because you don't want people touching it. You don't want it to become like a pest magnet. You don't want that. But it just felt so like the
Wrong and
cognitive
invasive.
dissonance.
predatory. It's
The
almost
cognitive
like
dissonance was hilarious.
it's so. It's like taking
Anyway.
advantage
Yeah.
of. And can I just say, what is humanity's obsession with like going after memorials and like like tombs and like
That's an excellent
leave
question,
dead
my friend.
people where they are.
That
Like,
is an excellent question.
like I get that we want to learn about like, you know, ancient civilizations, but can we please leave the tombs alone? I don't understand the obsession with death that we have.
Well,
don't know.
it is one of those unexplained things and like a great mystery, right? Of what happens to your spirit when you die if you are spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
And so
But, like-
every culture has kind of found a way to represent that.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but why are we moving them? Why are we
Well,
displacing them?
It's the, like...
Humans are so weird.
Humans are so weird, but it's also
Yeah.
that, like, oh, well, you know, I don't know what it is, therefore it belongs in a museum. Or it's old, therefore
It's
it
like
belongs in a museum.
all I'm remembering right now is the Indiana Jones.
It belongs in a museum.
Yeah, it belongs in a museum. Like I'm pretty sure an entire generation assumed that this was the right way to do things.
You know, the funny thing is that, like, as a person who was obsessed with history growing up, I also believe that, oh my god, there's a bird in the bird feeder.
Hi.
God,
It's a
hello?
cutie patootie too.
It's got this, like, white and black striped tail and a tiny little bit of red right on its crown.
And the
and black and white
feathers were
stripe.
also black and white, like
Yeah.
alternating black and
I've
white
seen
feathers.
this. Okay, we're gonna
Never
find
seen
out
that
what
bird
it is.
before. Anyway, yes, as a youngin who was, like, obsessed with history, I too believed it belongs in a museum.
It belongs in a museum.
But then as I got further into my, like, training, like, working in heritage, learning in heritage, and I got further into my understanding of, like, the way colonialism has shaped the museum industry,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm like, no, it belongs in the community.
Actually, leave it where it is.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, that
It's
is
a downy woodpecker.
a downy woodpecker was just at our window.
You cute. Little
Yeah,
face.
he didn't seem to like the selection of seeds that I had.
But
But that's okay.
3 seconds, and he's
Now
like,
that
no.
I know that they're here, I might bring some other seeds to see if they like it.
Yeah.
Do you guys bird watch at all?
I can't say that I do intentionally.
I do ish. When I'm hiking, I'll like
Look.
Try
whenever
to
I
identify
hear the
them?
sound, I'm like, where are they? And then I try to identify.
Yeah.
But like, I have to be on a hike. Otherwise, I don't really do it.
I don't really do it intentionally, but when I see birds, I find it really fun to try to identify, like look up what kind of bird it is, you know?
I think we're all bird watchers in the making. Eventually, we'll get
Have
there.
Yeah.
you ever been out to Fletcher Wildlife Gardens? It's just right near the experimental farm.
No, I haven't.
Apparently, it's like a utopia for bird watchers in the city.
Really?
And it's right in the heart of...
Well, there's
I did not know that.
There's a close to Blackburn Hamlet. There's a hiking trail that, like, I forgot the name right now. It escapes me, but essentially the whole trail is full of bird feeders and like it's bird central.
Oh, cute.
So you go in there and there's like birds everywhere, and it's like obviously depends on the time of day, but like if you go down about like halfway through the trail, there's this massive tree with lots of bird feeders around, and people just like come and leave seeds around. So you're like squirrels, birds, everything, all the things.
Cute.
It's like you go in there and you're like, oh, I feel like Snow White.
Do you think those animals will come back to my house and help me clean it?
How's your
Please?
singing voice?
Could be better. Not today, though. Today
Ra-
I'm a little raspy.
A little raspy.
I'm a little raspy.
Well, I'm sure there's a genre of music that suits a raspy voice.
Yeah, maybe a Miley Cyrus song. She's perfect.
Elvis, also.
Oh.
Amy Winehouse, I think, also pretty much.
Yes.
You think she's raspy?
That's very.
I don't actually.
Well, not raspy, but like
know
lower. She was definitely.
a little lower.
Yeah, a little
register.
bit lower timbre. She had a beautiful voice.
Yeah. Oh, man, I used to love her. The last album that she made with Mark Ronson, I think, was probably my favorite and like the biggest of her career.
I think so, yeah.
But it was banger after banger. Loved her.
Gone too soon.
Gone too soon.
27.
Do you know that there's a lot of musicians that have died at 27?
Yep,
the
it's
27
kind of
Club.
like the curse. Don't they call it
The 27 Club.
Yeah. Because
Nobody wants to join it, but there's a lot of notoriety if you do.
Yeah.
What's that about? What is it about 27?
Well, it's because you're so young, right? Like you're just getting into the prime.
Well, no,
prime of your
I
career,
think
but,
she means like, what is it about that number specifically that just like all these celebrities are like, yeah, this is like why is it that it's 27?
It's always been like so tragic, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's never like just died of natural causes. It's always tragic.
I actually don't know exactly what all of them died of, but
Well, a lot
it
of them
seems like at 27, how natural could it be, you know?
It's usually, unfortunately, overdose is a
Car accident.
not always,
Car
but like
accident.
I think James Dean was a
car accident.
Yeah.
I think plane crash. Was it?
James
Anyway.
Dean was 27.
We should probably move on to less sad topics.
I do
Yeah.
have some happier news for
Yeah.
our dorks. If we
Yeah.
want to get started with some dorks.
Let's do it.
All right, well, I'll volunteer to go first.
Please do.
I am currently drinking out of my pretending to listen cup. But I'm actually listening to you guys. I'm not pretending only.
Aww.
And it's just some herbal tea that I made up with some honey.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Again, my throat's kind of sore, so I'm kind of indulging in warm
Warmth and fluids.
beverages today. It's incredible how soothing it is.
Yep.
Even without the honey, it's just nice.
Mm.
My outfit, I'm wearing thrifted pants, thrifted top, and an old navy shirt. That is a little bit too big for me, but I like it. And I'm also wearing my new Makkin Belt. Do you guys know what this is?
No, tell me. Even the
I'm gonna
technically
hold
already
it
do.
closer. While I show you guys, let me know in the comments if you can figure out what this is. I'll say it's not very North American. We're in Canada, but I've been wanting to get one of these on my hands and around my waist for quite a while now. And finally, I found someone who was willing to get a commission to make it for me.
Woo.
So this is a knitting belt. And I know what you're thinking. And you need needles to knit, not a belt. And you'd be correct. So this is famously used in the Shetland Islands
And Wales.
and Wales to hold your needles while you knit. And so it works like this. It's filled in with some stuffing. It's made of leather, and it has multiple holes there where you stick the end of your double pointed needle. Thank you. This one's a bit too short,
But it'll illustrate.
but you know, it illustrates the point. And maybe I shouldn't be wearing my big shirt for this.
Yes, a little bit harder to see.
So
Or just pull it
essentially,
to the side.
yeah, I'll do that so that it's a bit more. There's a bit more contrast. Da 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 da. Sorry. Okay, so here's the belt. You can put it on the left side or on the right side, whatever you prefer. I prefer it on my right side,
Yeah.
and I've got
Ooh, long needles.
long ass needles.
I don't think I've
that
ever
are
seen double
double
pointed.
pointed.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I did have to go to Bezos Land to find them because, again, this is not a very North American item. So these came from, I think, China or Korea.
Yeah, that tracks.
So essentially, you have your double pointed needles, and I have a little baby hat here that I'm going to donate to the hospital. So you use it to lever knit. So I'm going to stick one of the needles in there, and then I get ready with my previous one. I insert, and I kind of lean on it a little bit so that I can start knitting with it. And it
so cool.
actually works quite nicely. And I think one of my favorite things about it is that it makes my knitting pretty mobile and portable. Not that it wasn't already, but if I needed to let go of it, I would just pull this long, and it stands on its own. Look at that shit. Look at that. So I'm pretty pleased with.
That really is just hanging off ya.
It's just hanging off.
That's
And
amazing.
It's incredibly comfortable. I've also seen people who wear it around their thigh so that they can stick the needle kind of on the thigh and they're knitting a little bit further, leaning forward.
Huh.
So I'm very pleased with this. I've only been using it for a couple of days, so I still haven't gotten fully used to it. But I'm very thankful that my friend Mary from Wabi Sabi, who is one of the workers there and also a great instructor, I saw that she had made one for herself. She used to be a bookbinder in her previous life.
How did I not know that about Mary?
I know, right? And
That's so
so
cool.
she said, like, oh, when I took a class with her, she was wearing one of them. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Where'd you get it? And she just nonchalantly said she had made it with some leftover bookbinding leather that she had at home.
Beautiful.
So, of course, I needed to ask her to make me one as well, which she graciously accepted. So I commissioned her, gave her my waist measurements, and she made me this fantastic leather knitting belt or Makkin Belt. And so here I am paying homage to all of those Shetland and Wales women who used to knit lever style with their belts. And I'm feeling very historically accurate right now.
In Wales, they were worn a lot by women who would be working in the fields, or they'd be tending to the sheep, or they'd be out. But they were like,
And
the
that
whole
makes
point was that
sense.
they were out and about. They were doing other things.
Yeah.
And they could knit while they were doing other things. It could
Exactly.
be walking. It could be tending sheep. Whatever.
Because then another thing that I saw is that some people will have a little carrying hook on the side of the belt to hook their ball of yarn to, and so you're fully on the go and pulling from the middle of your ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was really interesting because then you can just like stick this in a little further if you want to go on the go. If you want to go on a walk or something, and then point at people with your free needle if they're misbehaving, or slap on a sheep. I don't know.
Slap on a sheep?
Slap a little sheep to move. Give him a little. Let's go. I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. I learned in lever knit a while back, and I find it a really comfortable, ergonomic, and efficient way to knit. I find that it hurts my wrists a little bit less than my regular knitting positions. So I'm practicing, and I'm hoping I'll get better at it soon. So that's what I'm wearing right now.
Yay!
And what I'm reading the same thing I was last time, which is the Starling House by Alix
Harrow.
Harrow. She even has a spooky name, I have to say. I like it. But it's been going really well. It's not as scary as I thought it was going to be, but it's still a really fun, interesting, and topsy-turvy mystery with a little bit of magical elements. And I'm quite enjoying it. Really, really enjoying it. I can't wait to finish. I'm about 80% in.
Oh, you're almost wow.
Yeah, I just got really, really into it.
Nice.
And I kind of powered through it. So I'll let you know how that goes, because I think you might like it.
I've read the blurb, and I have it on hold at the library.
Yeah, I recommend it already. It's a good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm knitting the Wee Bean, which is a preemie baby hat. It's so small. It's so small. So tiny. But yeah, the Ottawa Hospital NICU is doing their, I think,
It's
every
not just the
couple of
NICU.
years.
It's the all babies born get a hat.
All babies born?
Yeah. So the at the Ottawa Hospital, there's 3 locations, I think. 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, any baby born within the Ottawa Health Network, Ottawa Hospital Network,
Gets a little
receives
hat.
a handmade hat upon birth
And isn't that adorable?
that they can then wear home. And they put a call out for more hats. I think they said something like 2,500 babies are born at the hospitals each year, thereabouts. So they need a lot of hats.
They do.
And we knitters were like, we got you.
I know about that.
We got you.
We got
So
you.
we're going to knit a bunch of them. Our knitting group is going to knit a bunch of them over the next couple of weeks, months.
And then you can either drop them off or mail them in. So, and also, if you're in Ottawa as well, I know that Wabi Sabi is hosting a few, not a workshop, but sort of a day.
A drop-in knit day.
A drop-in knit day if you want to come in and knit a couple of hats, and they're also collecting them so that they can drop them off for you.
We'll put the link with all the information about this down below. Both Wabi Sabi and the hat knitting.
And honestly, little baby hats take so little yarn. Why would, like, even if you had a few scrappy bits, you could whip up one of these in a couple of afternoons.
Yep.
And it's such a nice, easy way to contribute to fresh little potato babies coming out of the Ottawa hospital.
And I
thought you were going to say coming out of the oven.
Also true.
Also coming out of the oven.
Okay, I have to tell you something really funny about this. So I shared on my stories on Instagram this, and I was like, Ottawa knitters, we got, let's rise to the occasion.
We got work to do.
And a university friend of mine reached out, and she's like, can I request that you also make some that are very big? Because her baby was born with a very large head, and none of the hats that they had fit him. So she's like, please make some big hats. And I was like, bet, we got it. We'll do that. We'll make some large
hats for big-headed babies coming right up. Because
sometimes they come out and they're not
their
tiny.
potato's more like a melon.
A bit, yeah. So gonna put some big hats in there too. Yeah.
Big brain, you know what they say? A big head, big brain.
Yep.
That's probably gonna be a smarty baby.
Yep.
So that's what I'm drinking, wearing, reading, and knitting.
Nice.
How about you?
Well, I'm drinking the same thing because she made the tea. The difference is that I went no honey. I went cold turkey, I guess.
Cold turkey.
Is that what? No, that's not
Straight
right.
up?
Just straight up. I was like, that's not the right expression. It's fine. Which is lovely hibiscus pina colada mix.
So good.
I'm wearing the first dress I've ever made. So this is the Stasia
Yay!
dress.
So pretty.
It's so nice. I love the fabric.
It's much longer than I wanted it to be, but
it's
okay.
nice.
And
though.
it has pockets.
Oh,
Pockets.
And it was definitely this is my practice dress.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
The one this fabric was not a fabric that I chose for myself. It's actually a fabric that Linda and Carla chose for me, my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law.
So nice.
It's really nice, and I thought it was fitting today because it does have orange in it. So I was trying to finish it for today.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any orange.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured hey, this one at least has a bit.
It's close.
And it has. It's funny because it's
I like
not
the pattern.
It looks like all sorts of different, you've got herringbone, you've got almost like a zebra print. They look like knit stitches.
It's not a print I would have chosen for myself, but I'm glad they did because I like it.
It's beautiful.
It's so nice.
But it is my practice dress because the other fabric that I bought was the one that I chose.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't want to start the dress with this one because I don't know how good I'm gonna be at it.
That is such a great idea.
So
always I think it's a good practice to make a mock-up.
Yeah.
I prefer if the mock-up is also wearable.
Which is what ended up happening with this. But yeah, I learned a lot of things with this particular one. For example, top stitching is definitely not my forte, and I got to get better at it.
Same.
And for this particular pattern, you have to top stitch with a double needle, which I'd never done before.
Ooh, you used a double needle.
Yeah,
right?
and even Linda was like, I've never used a double needle. So I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I had to redo the collar 3 times. But, and every time I'd have to because it was so, I'm still very, very bad at sewing on a curve.
Yeah,
that's so hard.
Straight we're fine, but curve it does this.
Yeah.
Or it'll be good for a bit, and then all of a sudden it does this. I don't know. So if you have a advice on how to do that,
same. I would also benefit from that.
I wish I did, but I'm equally as bad.
It's not I tried to do the collar first because that's what the pattern asked for, and then I gave up on the collar and I went to hem the bottom because that was more straight. Right, so I got to learn a little bit how to do that
with the double
top
needle.
Stitch with the double needle at the bottom, and then I went and did the sleeves. The sleeves are actually pretty easy to do. They weren't, but this one is the hardest,
and it looks super nice.
It did stretch a little bit more than I wanted it to. I think it's because this is heavy.
Very drapey.
Yeah.
It's very
It's
heavy.
a stretchy fabric?
Yeah, it's very stretchy. So, and I feel like it's weighing it down a little bit. The other
Okay.
fabric is more like jersey-ish, like it's much more light. So I don't think
Okay.
it's gonna have the same problem.
Jersey
yeah.
is like a t-shirt, right?
Yeah. So this
I have
was my
some jersey in my stash that I don't know what to do. Maybe when you make another one, I can come over.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
can make it together.
Yeah, it's actually
Do
like
it.
it's it was super fun to make. Oh, I mean, I say this, but I did. My partner could attest at how much I cursed while I was.
That just means you were passionate.
Yeah.
Oh my god, because it's. I think for me, the reason I don't sew as much as I would like to is just the fact that there's so much setup.
Yeah.
That you have to do before you start the sewing.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You have to and not just cutting the pieces, measuring and everything. It's also like just setting up the space.
Yeah, because you don't have a dedicated sewing room. So you
Eventually,
have to like put things out.
in my mansion, when I win dollars for I don't know what exactly
for the lottery,
the
for the
Thunder
lottery
Bank
that you
50,
don't play.
yeah.
for the lottery I don't play. I would love to have a sewing room, but I do not have so right now. So I am in it is a bit annoying, but at the same time, once the setup is done, then it's it's fun to do.
Yeah.
Like it's again.
But you have to devote like a lot amount of time to it to make it worthwhile.
Oh yeah, it's not like I'm not gonna be done in an hour. Like it's gonna be like a 6-7 hour thing. But it was fun. I
Sewing
enjoyed
is a
it.
multiple day affair for me.
Oh, 100%. Like this dress took me weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not every day, but like in
But you
total.
gotta really lock in, because like if you don't continue doing it until you finish it, you have to put the space away, and then it's very unlikely that I'm going to pull out everything again and remember where I was in the process.
Yeah. So that's why the second dress I'm gonna do. Well, I was smart. I cut all the pieces for both dresses at the same time.
Smart.
I also made the same mistake on both dresses, which is it. So I didn't realize some pieces had to be mirrors.
Oh yeah.
Of each other, and there's a pattern on one side.
Oops.
Which luckily I had enough fabric to
Yeah.
redo some of those pieces. Namely, it was like the
skirty
pockets,
pockets.
Yeah.
the pockets and the skirts. But the skirt in this one I sewed it in 4 panels, but in the other one I only have 2 panels. So it's actually it kind of worked in my favor.
Oh, because you could choose to like cut it on the fold.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I did.
I always
for the,
take that
got it,
option
got
because
it.
it's fewer seams.
So it's anyway, but I was smart enough to do that. So all the pieces are ready to go. I just have to
assemble.
Well, good job, buddy.
I went to get the thread, but the same color and everything, so that
Nice.
I think for a first try, it fits
It
you
looks
really nicely.
I did not clock it as like. I was like, oh, that's a
handmade
cute.
dress.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I was thinking to myself, did you get that at the Motif Boutique? Like, that's what my thought.
Well, it's
It's
one of those
cute.
where it's like, when you do your first or second or even, I don't know, 5th sweater or knitting project, you're like, it looks good, just don't look at it too close.
Absolutely.
Very much one of those things. So it's like, it looks good, just don't use the magnifying glass.
From a safe distance.
And we'll be fine. Like the panels actually on the front side are perfect, but one of the panels in the back, it's the wrong way.
Whoops.
So they all go in the same direction except the back panel that goes in another direction. But
That's
I'm like,
hilarious.
you know what? That'll just be a signature
Fine.
Carine piece.
Totally.
That's how you know it's my piece. There's a glaring mistake right
There's
there.
always going to be one panel that's backwards. That's how you know it's a Carine original.
Exactly. This
is good
it's
for
an
authentic
aesthetic
readers in the future.
That's right.
It's an aesthetic choice.
If you're watching this in the year 4000, that's how you know it's a Carine original.
Original.
Yep.
But yeah, so that was that's what I'm wearing.
Amazing.
What I'm reading, I literally just started today, so I'm very much like The Dragon's
I love
Promise,
the cover,
which is the second book of the 6 Crimson Cranes. So this is the continuation of the story. So I've already talked about it in the first book. This is very much inspired by the original story, fairy tale. This part, the second book, is all original. It's essentially that story, that fairy tale is over. Now we're like, she's been
Same
like
characters, new journey.
New journey. Like essentially in the first book, her brothers are
no longer swans.
no longer cranes, and then in this case, in here, she has to essentially keep a promise. A dragon's promise. Keep a promise. Not, well, I mean, to the dragon, but more importantly to somebody else in the first book that did not make it. So it's actually
Romantic.
pretty. It's actually really cute. I'm very excited to see this because I really enjoyed the first one. It was a very nice. It's like action packed, but very easy to read. It is. I believe it's young adult or even teenager.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's considered young adult fantasy. So it's not hard to read at all, but it's also it's fast paced. It's full action packed. And the protagonist is lovely. I enjoy her very much.
It's still the same protagonist?
Yeah. It's her story the whole time.
Nice.
So, and like I said, in the original fairy tale, the prince was, I'm sorry to say, useless. In this version, he is not useless.
Are.
Which I appreciate because at the end of the first book, you realize that like he can't go on the journey with her. In this book, she has to do this by herself, and he's okay with it. He's not like all me, like he should go like Godspeed. Like I appreciate the support he gives. He's very
We
much
love a supported king.
He's such a supportive
prince.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's literally what he is. So he is a very supportive prince, and I appreciate that. I haven't, like I said, I just started it, so it's hard to, I don't know where this is gonna go. Maybe I'm assuming he's gonna join her at some point.
Yeah.
But at least it's nice to see him not go like, I'll be there to protect you. He's like, no, you got this. Like, because again, it's not like, I'm sure if he could have gone with her, he would have. But knowing that he can't, he doesn't like freak out about it. He just like essentially he supports her and believes in her. So
nice.
I'm very excited to read this. As for what I'm knitting, well, I'm continuing on this journey of the matcha sweater by Ver, which
it's so luscious.
I'm obsessed is the like yeah. It's
what a perfect
so
color for you.
Soft. Oh my god.
Isn't it just?
It's just like a
I
cloud.
want to motorboat it.
It's a cloud.
You should.
No, I can't.
Why not?
I'm wearing lipstick.
Oh, I'm not. Let me.
Ah.
And I just love the like
PG-rated version of
the
motorboating.
I just love the lovely lines on the
raglan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
maybe
the-
hold it up a little
Just
closer.
so clean.
oh.
Oh, what a great.
Look at those increases.
So it's very like they're
So
all around
elegant.
and they go all the way to the bottom. Like here you're gonna essentially just have this little like, but yeah, it's lovely to make. I'm enjoying it very much, and I already want to make 3 more in 3
Yay.
colors.
Yeah.
So it's just a raglan,
I have
right?
to do one that's green
Yeah.
because it is called the matcha sweater. So I feel like I owe it to the
Well,
sweater
this is
to
the
make
blueberry.
one. Yeah.
Blueberry
Yeah,
matcha.
yeah.
I need
Is
to do one green.
Is the pattern size inclusive?
Good question. I think so.
Because if it is, I'm definitely putting it in my queue.
Let me see.
Oh, I know you're a sucker for a raglan.
I freaking love me a raglan.
Let's see. It goes all the way up to, you can tell me, because 16, which is
60 inches without ease.
no, it's 16 is the size number, but it's
16
So,
sizes.
do you want the bust? How do I
Bust
know?
circumference. What's
bust
the largest
circumference
bust circumference?
Is 60. No, that's not it. Finished garment recommended ease in centimeter. Where's the imperial or inches? It goes all the way to 62.
62. Okay.
So that's
Is that
like
including ease? Not
That's
including
probably
ease?
like a 3x.
We don't use numbers and letters in this
Okay,
household.
I
They're
do
so
not know.
arbitrary.
I don't really know.
Oh,
But-
sorry, 60. Never mind. It goes 66.
Size inclusive.
Finished garment
Woo!
with recommended ease will be about 66.
Size inclusive. Yay! Adding that one to the queue
It's
So
immediately.
I mean-
it has positive ease.
Look at this green. I want it so bad. I haven't
My
found the
brain
yarn.
just short-circuited.
It's such a rich.
It's such a beautiful green. Like I just want to
green.
make this. I just couldn't find like
Yeah, that's
this is
beautiful.
the
I
Wandering
actually think I
Flock.
have that green.
This is the Wandering Flock yarn. And
Yeah.
at first I was planning on finding the green for this.
Yeah.
And then I saw this, which apparently is called a sky blue. I don't think it's necessarily. I've seen
We
more
talked
like,
about it last time, yeah.
Yeah, it's like lavender.
Definitely purple.
It's like a purple lavenderish. Anyway.
To me, it's giving taro smoothie.
Yeah. So, But yeah, like their green was still lovely. It wasn't exactly.
It was more of a
green.
chartreuse because that's what I bought. Was the green that they had at Wandering Flock.
So eventually, I'm definitely going to be because I would love to like, and I went on their website. They don't really have what I'm looking for right now, but I would love to wait a little bit and see because I really like this feel on my skin.
Yeah,
and unless I find this color in either the Wandering Flock or a similar
base combo,
I don't or alpaca would be the other one. I'm gonna wait till I find it because this is very much a like fuzzy sweater that I need it I need the fiber to not be itchy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is one of those where because of the way it's knitted, I'm going to be wearing it all the time. It looks so beautiful. Like, I just want to show the sleeve because this is what sold me to this.
Wow.
Oh. It's like...
Is that like a twisted rib?
It's a really fine twisted rib.
It's such
that
a little
reminds
bit further
me...
back. Yeah.
Like,
We're going to put the link on the bottom.
It's such a nice, lovely... I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the sleeves, and this is the reason I decided to do this pattern was the sleeves.
Twisted rib is the best.
I find it really refreshing when the sweater sleeve is not tapered. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like most sweaters, they come, like the sweater starts a certain thickness for your bicep, and then they decrease until they get to the wrist, and the wrist is also kind of tight, like to your body. But I find it really elegant when it's like even a little bit flared or straight all the way down.
You say that until you wear a very large sleeve and you go to sushi, and then you end up with soy sauce on your paloma.
Oh.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, that sounds...
Speaking from experience.
But that sounds like it would happen to me.
Because I'm always doing, like, because I've knit a sweater that's got wider sleeves, and I'm always doing this to the point where I have to comically roll it before I eat. But
that's the thing. This is definitely a sweater that you don't want to wear when you're eating sushi. Yeah, I get that.
Or soup. Or anything liquidy.
I have to admit, there is something so... I don't know. I'm going to say
ethereal almost.
For me, there's something...
What a great word, yes.
There's something a little feminine about wearing something oversized with like sleeves that are oversized that makes me feel small and dainty and adorable and cute.
It's the female gaze.
It's just
because what I associate with femininity is not tight and voluptuous. It's cozy and soft and fuzzy,
right?
And, you know, like enveloping you like a little tamal.
Yes.
It's so nice.
Oh, it's just like the second I saw the sweater, I was like, I want to be embraced in it and like wrapped, and it almost feels like it's like wearing my partner's hoodie. That's like 5 times the size, and it's like it just you feel so tiny.
Tall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, like, it's like you feel tiny in it, and I love it. And I feel like those sleeves are giving me that vibe of, like, you're going to feel like you're too small for this. And that's literally how I want to feel.
I wonder if that...
Like a big hug.
If that must be the reason why the oversized trends have stayed around for so long. Because, I mean...
Why? Because they enhance the, like, you're so small and tiny.
No.
Because that's how I read the oversized. Like, because if... Okay.
I read it as, let's be as comfortable as possible. It's 2025. We ain't squeezing none of our meats today.
I think it's a bit of both. In the sense that there is still... Like, as much as I hate to admit it, yes, there is still that sense of, like, you feel small, you feel cute, you feel dainty, for sure. And there's nothing wrong with feeling that way, but it shouldn't be the only reason you're wearing this stuff. Right. I also like it because, like you said, I don't have to fucking squeeze them. Sorry. I don't have to squeeze in, like, something that makes me, like, uncomfortable. And the thing is, I've noticed the older I get, the more I want to just wear whatever feels comfortable around my skin. And if it doesn't fit the, whatever aesthetic or whatever, whatever's happening right now in the fashion world, I couldn't care less. Because I'm at a point where it's like, it's more important for me to
feel good.
Feel good in my skin than it is for somebody to look at me and go like, you look cute. I couldn't care less.
But I hear what you're saying, Ali, because there is also a lot of truth in big clothing being used to hide ourselves.
Yes.
Well, because it like, when you think about it, that oversized really kind of came into like the modern fashion in like the 80s and 90s. Right. When diet culture was at its crazy peak. when like the heroin chic.
Yes, I
was
was gonna
thing.
say.
So you like the having those oversized clothes emphasized how small physically you were.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, while yes, I agree, it does have its place in the cozy lexicon. I think it's also worth reminding ourselves the origin of it.
Oh,
in the
100%.
modern
The problem is, at the end of the day, unfortunately, as much as like people don't like, I don't know if people realize it, but whether we like it or not, fashion, specifically women's fashion, is very much influenced by the male gaze.
Oh, 100%.
So
100%.
So a lot of it, we may think that it comes from us, but at the end of the day, it's also what will attract the male gaze. Like, as much as I don't like to say that, that is very much how trends work, right?
I feel like we can still like do our best to work against that, right? Because
But you
when,
can- yeah.
when I wear oversized clothes and I say I like that it makes me feel small, I mean small as in like I am a miniature creature trying to fit into regular human-sized like clothes.
Yeah.
And it's whimsical and magical in a fantasy kind of way, not in a I feel small as in like I weigh 40 pounds and I'm, you know, a Victoria's Secret model.
That's
It's a
the thing.
different kind
Like,
of
it's-
small.
For sure. And at the end of the day, honestly though, it doesn't really matter why you wear what you wear. I think
As long as you're doing it
as
to,
long
like,
as you're doing it
please
for
yourself.
you. As long as you're wearing it for yourself. Like, to me, it's your body. It's you wear what you want to wear. And if you feel like you want to wear it for X, Y reason, then you wear it for that reason.
Honestly, I think we should go more like birds. Where
Nikki?
it's
Would
what?
you be Nikki?
No. I mean the birds that the male birds that get really, really flashy.
Oh,
in
they always
every-
have the really loud feathers. Yeah.
They always have a really
Especially
loud
the birds
voice.
of paradise.
But they do it for mating reasons. They need to be the most attractive.
Yeah, because otherwise
Absolutely.
the females are like,
I mean,
you're not blue enough for me.
is that how long your feathers are? Oh, please.
That red or that yellow is not, it's not vibing with me. I'm sorry. Or that dance. Have you seen the ones who dance?
Yeah,
Oh
I know.
yeah, there's
Peacocks.
There's one
so
that
funny.
dances like he's doing like Michael Jackson's moonwalk. It is
Well,
so
to me,
good.
it's the one. Have you seen the guy?
So good.
There's the guy, I don't know if it's on TikTok or Instagram, who like is imitating bird, like, and he does this thing. One of the birds does this thing with its wing where it's just like doing this, and the guy's doing it in front of his partner, and this partner's like just laughing at him. And it's so cute.
What in the hell?
And it's like, I think it's called like, what if, you know, humans did the same as like birds of paradise or birds of, you know, like
tropical birds.
birds, like the same mating rituals, and it's hilarious.
It makes sense. They live in the Caribbean. They have dance and music
in their
flowing in their
blood.
veins.
I mean, some of them literally create a dance floor
yeah,
for the purpose of their performance.
they make their own
They
stage.
do?
Yeah, it's kind of disturbing.
And they're
If you-
like, come to my show, baby.
pretty much.
Look at that burrito. He's never been worried a day in his life.
I just had my nails done, so they're perfect for scratching.
Ali, what are you?
What's my
Dorking?
dorking?
Yeah.
Ay, buguito.
He's so cute.
Sorry, I digress. What am I drinking? I'm drinking a lime sparkling water with a little bit of raspberry syrup in it.
Yum yum.
That's become my favorite combination.
I like
and it's
it.
not because I have a whole case of lime bubbly and need something to drink it with.
Definitely not.
Mm-mm.
That is coincidental at best.
Oh yeah, totes my goats. My outfit. I'm not wearing anything I handmade today. I'm wearing a dress covered with flowers.
Well, you grew your own hair.
I did grow my own hair.
So,
that's
there's
true.
that.
It took me so much time and effort.
Technically,
So much time. No, I'm not. I'm not wearing any hand knits today because it is actually quite hot. It's like 20 degrees Celsius, so it's warm. Also,
Not very spooky.
I just wanted to take a second, and Carine kind of touched on it earlier about wearing orange. For those of you who aren't in Canada or haven't heard of Orange Shirt Day, it was a day created by a residential school survivor by the name of Phyllis Webstead. She's written a book about her experience where she went to residential school and she had this beautiful orange shirt that her family had made for her, and the shirt was taken away and she wasn't able to get it back. And throughout her whole experience in the torture chamber that essentially was residential school. She kept thinking about that shirt and how that was like her culture and how it was taken from her, and that one day she'd find a way to get it back. And she's since been able to reclaim that. And Orange Shirt Day has become this way for the Canadian society today to honor residential school survivors. And so that's been kind of enfolded into the larger Day for National Truth and Reconciliation, is wearing orange as part of that. But obviously there's more we can do. We spoke about that earlier.
Yeah.
But it's an all year round thing.
Yeah, and it's, if you have the time, go read that.
It's a book. It's a children's book that she's written. It's a children's book.
Or just like look it up on the Wikipedia entry. It's a quick read, I would say, and it's very illustrative of just the rights that we all take for granted, and that at any point can be taken away and were taken away from Indigenous people in Canada.
Or weaponized, alternatively.
You know what?
Exactly.
I'm just gonna, like, I just realized I literally bought this a few months ago, or like a little while ago, and I never got around to it. But after this book, I have a book of short stories from Canadian authors that are members of the First Nations, and it's all like spooky legends.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
is that the Don't Whistle at Night book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I totally, like, it's there. It's been sitting there waiting for me.
Perfect for October.
And I think, like, it's the perfect time to read this because, like, it's spooky season.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, I don't think it's that spooky, but, like, I'm very intrigued and, like, just, like, because I read one very similar, but about Quebec stories, or legends, and again with the spooky vibes. So I'm curious to see that one now, to read that one.
Would recommend it. There are a great place to find book recommendations by Indigenous authors or about topics related to indigeneity are your local independent bookstores.
Yes.
Rock up.
And at the library.
And at the library as well, of course. Support your local libraries. But rock up and ask for Rex, and your local indies they've got you. They have got you.
Most of the times, our local bookstores have a section for Indigenous authors.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep. But yes, circling back around. I didn't wear orange today because I looked at my closet, and while I do have orange pieces, I kind of wanted to honor the, like, resiliency and like, celebrate the life of the survivors. So I thought flowers were a good way to do that because, like, they're blooming, they're thriving, and they will thrive.
Flowers are a sign of resistance in
Yeah. So that's kind of where I wanted to go with that, because
I like it.
I have I've told a lot of people this before. I don't know if I've ever said it on camera, but my great-grandparents made the decision, well, from what we can gather from, like, family history, census history, a lot of stuff hasn't been passed down, but we're trying to figure it out now. But my great-grandparents made the decision to legally disenfranchise, so essentially give up their Indigenous status so that their 6 children would not be sent to residential schools after the passing of the Indian Act in 1921. And so I'm thinking in particularly today of my great-grandmother Anahí, who had to make that heartbreaking choice to give up her culture and her people and her community and her language and her life
to protect her family,
to protect her children.
And that's an impossible choice.
It's a horrible thing
and
to
then
have
I'm thinking as well of my grandfather, who he was born a few years after this decision. He was born in 1931. The rest of his siblings or almost all the rest of his siblings were born and partially raised on the res before they had to move into town. But he grew up without that language, without that culture. He grew up, like, with a piece of his family that he didn't have access to. And so I think about him a lot on these days because, like, while yes, he and his siblings didn't have to go to residential school and they survived by not having to go, they still lost. There was no way to survive.
They still lost their culture.
They lost a big part of themselves.
So it's I don't know, on this Truth and Reconciliation Day, I just always think of those two because I would really hope that that nobody else has to go through what they went through. You know,
100%.
Hopefully.
So flowers for resiliency. That's where my head's at today. What am I reading? I have like 60 pages left of the final Kindred's Curse book that's been published, the third one. It's called Heat of the Everflame, which reminds me, Carine, I need to give you my copy of Glow.
Yes.
You get to keep that after this.
Glow?
Yeah.
Is that the second one or the third one? Okay.
Second one. Yeah, I'm like 60 pages away from the end. I'm really intrigued, loving the plot line. Still like, at how horny they are, but like that's just the asexual experience, whenever.
Are these teenagers like new adults?
Well, she's like I think 20.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
he's
Hormone
like,
City.
Who
That's
knows,
Hormone
100
City.
something.
I mean, it's not.
Don't you agree?
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
20 years old, you don't
There's
have
no-
enough body to house all of the hormones that are.
Your
that
brain's
you're
not even
secreting.
fully developed, right? So,
Yeah.
So just finishing that, I'm so close to being done. I'm kind of mad that I didn't get as much reading done in the last week as I wanted to, because I have a couple of library holds that have lapsed before I even got a chance to read them.
Aw.
Damn.
So that's fine. I'll just put them all back on hold, and then as soon as I finish Heat of the Everflame, I am going to be starting Dune.
Oh, yay!
That's right, Turbo.
That's right.
I'm starting Dune.
This is a threat.
She said it, not me, but I thought it. I
felt threatened.
No, I'm really excited because I've been wanting to read that. I've had the book since 2010.
And Messiah's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Messiah was already out.
No.
No,
it was Dune Part 2 that
Part
came
2,
out.
Yeah.
Dune Part 2.
Dune Messiah is going to come out. Right. So, yeah.
That's an exciting journey for you.
I know,
And that's
I
the
can't
one that
wait.
he had to write.
And he wrote because everybody was like, oh,
everybody
Paul
else-
Atreides is so great. And
Yeah.
he's like, no, he's not.
You're missing the point. Paul Atreides is a douche.
I mean, who's
He's
not
a
a douche in
tool.
this? So far, there's
I
not.
still haven't seen the movie. I got to watch the movie, but not until I read the book.
I admire your position here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would die on that hill. I would
Yeah,
much
same.
rather spend 3 hours at the movies
I mean,
than
I'm-
17 hours reading a
I
book.
remember when
I know. Our
But that's fine.
priorities
When
are
the-
on the opposite sides of the spectrum.
When the Harry Potters came out, I watched the 3 first movies before I read the books, and then the first 2, and then after I watched the second movie, I was like, I really want to read the books, and then I read all the books that were out at the time. I think it was like up to 5, and then I waited. But then it was like, then I understood, and I wanted to read the books before I watched the movie.
Yeah.
But technically I did start with the movie because I wasn't sure if I was going to like this or not, and then I
so
was like,
you wanted
okay,
to
I'm
make
I'm
sure-
on board now. Now, not so
Kind
much.
of use the movie like a teaser.
Yeah,
And then if you're
kind of.
into the plot,
Well,
then
I
you
mean,
read the book.
what did I say last time? I made it like 4.5 minutes into Dune, the movie, before I was like, I can't do this. I have to read the book first.
I
That's
need to
okay.
read.
I tried to
That's
watch
okay,
the movie
you
first.
tried,
I
you
can't.
tried.
I'm going against my like my morals and my principles to watch the movie first. So I didn't.
That's really honorable. I think like the reading fire was lit under my ass with Game of Thrones, because when the show started coming out, I didn't jump on board the show until like maybe the second season, probably even the third, and then I got so into it that I wanted more of it, and there wasn't any more of it, so I went back and started reading the entire Song of Ice and Fire series, and I regret nothing. I already knew what was gonna happen, but just all the extra yum-yums
and yet
side
you would not
plots.
read The World of Ice and Fire before the new series came out. I see how this is.
I'm gonna be honest,
I'm not
I-
saying I'm proud of it.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I didn't read that one because I'm still not over the fact that the other one is not finished. So
So it's a principle
for
thing
me, it's a
you.
principal thing. I'm just like, I need to finish that one first, whenever, and then I'll move on to the. I can't do it. I can't do
you
it.
don't like to read incomplete series.
Well, no, I've already done it because it's not complete yet. But it's more the fact that like I don't want to dive into another part of this world
Yeah.
unless I know that part is finished.
I
Yeah.
see.
And to me, it's like, I don't know, I can't do it. And it really annoys me that it's not finished yet. And I get it, like, he's doing its thing and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, yeah, but, like, the problem is I've already lost interest. That's my problem. Is I'm
feel
already
like-
at a point where I don't care anymore.
I feel like you developed beef with the author, and now it's, and I was
mean,
like,
like,
well,
no.
I don't like you anymore.
Look, it's more, well, kind of, but it's
Well-
also, I think for me, it's like,
Is that
look,
what happened to you?
No, the
Like,
exact opposite.
for me, if
I
it's
was
like-
going to circle around to my dork.
if
but-
it comes out, I'll read it.
Yeah.
But, like, if it doesn't come out, I'm at a point where I've just moved on with my life. And I think that's better that way. Because I have mourned the fact that I'm not, that book 6 is not out yet.
That's too
Fair
funny.
enough. Well, circling back to my incompleted dork. In addition to Dune, because that one's going to be another like big world building book. I wanted to have
that's
something
a
a little bit
chunkers.
lighter to read digitally as well. So I just got Motorcycles in Sweetgrass by Drew Hayden Taylor out of the library. A friend of mine recommended it to me. She's reading it and she's really enjoying it, and it happened to be available.
What a
So
combination.
I'm currently
Motorcycles
reading
and
it. This is
Sweetgrass.
an Indigenous author. I think I spoke about it on our last live stream, and it has to. One of the main characters is the trickster god.
Oh yeah. I think you mentioned that.
You
Yeah,
did
so
mention
I haven't
this.
started it. I'm really. I have to finish Heat of the Everflame. I have to finish those last 60 pages and get the book back to the library, and then I can start Dune and this one. So I'm pretty stoked for that. And finally, what am I knitting? I am so close to being done this project, y'all. I worked on it for a while, and then I put it down in favor of some other things, but I pulled it back out.
Oh, look at that!
And I
lovely
brought it with me
color.
when I was away last week for work.
Okay, but look.
I'm so close to being done.
Look at
Oh,
how
they go
nice they look
together.
together. Like it just looks like this is like a paler version of this with
It's
a bit
so
more blue.
nice.
So this is the, where's the middle point? Here's the middle point. This is the Turtle Dove Shawl by Sari Nordlund. This is the side that I finished. It's all over cables and baubles. It's just going to be like a short little scarfette. You can see I really don't have a lot left on the bottom there. And I'm having so much fun. I took this with me on the plane I just came back from a work trip. And I did pretty much from like here all the way down to here, just on the 2 flights there and back.
Nice.
I didn't do any knitting on it while I was like in the hotel room because we'd get home from site and it was immediately dinner shower crash. So
Yeah.
so there was not a lot of like extra, which is also why I didn't do a lot of reading while I was away. But yeah, no, it's a good project. It's zooming along. I'm on the last chart. It's covered in Bilbo hair.
Sorry.
Not
got
sorry.
about-
He's not sorry. Look at his face.
He really isn't.
I've got about 60 rows left, and they're decreasing. And like right now, the row has like 30 stitches on it, and it's only going to get less and less and less. So I'm so close to being done. I really want to finish this before I leave on Saturday on my next trip. So
You are a jet setter.
yeah, by the time you're watching this, I will be in France.
En France.
En France.
Well,
I'm so excited.
you're going to eat so many croissants.
You know it.
You know, I saw this Instagram guy like talk about how eating a croissant, like a real croissant, so I'm guessing in France you'll get the real deal,
Yeah.
is actually really good for your gut.
Yeah, it
Is it?
Yeah,
Why?
because apparently the way, not only the type of dough that they use, but also the way it is prepared,
Yeah.
it doesn't get digested through your small intestine. It goes all the way to your colon and then it gets absorbed. So it actually nourishes the bacteria that's all the way down there.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta
So,
take
clearly
care
for
of
your
intestinal
health,
flora.
I'm going to be having some good
You need to
poops
eat
next
all the
week.
croissants.
I am so happy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My colon thanks future me. And the bakers and the boulangeries of Paris and surrounds. So, yeah.
That's so fun. Do you have like specific like big touristy areas that you want to visit?
Yes, actually. So I'm going with my friend Christiana, who
You were in your master's.
Yeah, we went to grad school together. And right toward the end of grad school, we'd finished our classes, but it was just before we were set to start like our dissertations full time. Myself, Krista, and our other roommate, Sarah, decided to take a week and go to Paris. And we had so much fun. This was 2019, but this was about 3 weeks after the fire at Notre Dame.
Oh, shit.
So by the time we got there, you still couldn't even walk onto L'Île de Notre Dame. You couldn't even cross the bridge.
Yep.
Right? It was completely blocked off, which rightfully so. Like they were still trying to figure out
what happened?
what had gone wrong, what they could do moving forward. But now, that was 2019, this is 2025. The cathedral has just reopened in the last few months. And so the one thing Krista and I have said that we really want to do in our like 2 days in Paris, because that's just our like fly in and fly out of city, is we really want to go to Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's a really good, good visit.
That's like the one thing we're like, that's what we're doing. And that's where I'm getting my tattoo is in Paris as well. So.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Did you have to like book in advance? How did you do that? Like,
So the artist,
They have a website.
The artist who I am going to, her name is Sandrine, and her handle is Sombral Ink. I'll post it down below. And she does all of her bookings via Instagram.
oh, okay,
So
that's easy then.
I kind of waffled and I waited because I was like, that's really big. financial commitment, and like I'm not necessarily like money's tight right now because the economy is crap. So I was like, I probably shouldn't also be getting a tattoo while on an international trip. That's a lot of money. So I waited and I waited and I waited, and then last week, right before I left on my trip, I was like, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna message.
Do it!
If there's space, it was meant to be. If not, because we're less than 2 weeks away, totally fine. Mm-hmm. And so I messaged.
Sorry, it's just that's kind of Karine's
Yeah,
approach of like, I'm gonna buy it if it's the last one that they have.
Yeah, if it was meant to be, it was meant to be. If it didn't, it didn't.
So that's kind of exactly what I did. I was like, I'm taking Karine's approach, and I'm gonna see if there's space. Amazing. If there isn't, next
and there was
time.
space left.
And she was like, yeah, I can totally fit you in. Because there was only one morning that we could make work for this. Because I didn't want to subject my friend to sitting for like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour appointment.
Really?
And just be
that's
like,
that's fair. That's wasted effort if you're not getting a tattoo
right?
too.
Yeah. So I was like, look, there's the morning, like I fly in the day before she comes in. And so I would have that morning. And I was like, if you have this slot open, I'll take it. If not, next time I'm in country. And got back to me pretty immediately and was like, absolutely, I can fit you in. I love the idea. I love the concept. And she sent me a sketch already.
What?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Yes.
I'm actually so freaking excited. She sent it and I was almost crying.
Oh my god. I'm so excited to see it. And you said you would get it from the back.
Oh, it looks so good though.
She's fully dead.
What? I have perished.
Oh
my god.
Hold on.
I'm obsessed. Are you friggin' kidding me?
Right?
Look at the details on the braid.
Yeah. It's gonna look so good.
I'm thinking like here.
Hell yeah, like right here.
Yeah, like wherever we can fit it. But I'm also like, I wouldn't be opposed to having it on my forearm. I don't know.
We would both have ladies on our forearms.
Could do, yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
You're next.
Yeah, I know. I want to get
a
something
lady
related to
forearm.
languages. That's the one I'm going to get.
So excited though, because I've wanted a tattoo of a caryatid for a really, really long time.
I love that you have this list.
And I knew I wanted it from the back. Like, I don't know what it is. I think because of the way that they were originally built, you don't really see the back of their heads unless you were exiting onto the porch of the Erechtheion. Obviously, now you can't do that. Like, for conservation reasons, you cannot walk within the temple proper.
Sure.
But, I don't know, there's something about them that just was like, it just felt like that was the image that I needed to have and not from the face forward or from the side or whatever. And
you also mentioned that this is how that stolen caryatid is displayed.
She's displayed by herself in a corner of a gallery facing forward, and you can't even really get behind her to see her. And I don't know why, but that just really bugs me because, like, they were meant to be experienced in 360.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really stoked to be getting this tattoo in Paris. Granted, it now means that there's no swimming for me on the rest of the trip, where we're going to the south of France. So,
well,
but that's fine. It'll be worth it.
It'll totally be worth it.
Apparently, in the part of the south where we're going, there's this thing called the Mistral, which is like a really, really strong cold wind at this time of year. So it might actually be too cold for us to do any beach days anyway. So
yeah, it starts getting pretty cold. Yeah. It's funny. I'm thinking souvenir tattoos are one of the best things you can do for yourself. Mm-hmm. And funny enough, my neighbor Kim just came back from a Costa Rica trip.
Did she get one?
She got a turtle tattoo.
Cute.
Because they went and I don't know if I'm okay to share, but she said they did one of those
like a sanctuary visit?
Yeah, like a sanctuary visit, and they released some baby turtles into the ocean, which is a really lovely thing to do. If you don't know, like, people volunteer to kind of watch or help out during the hatching season for the turtles, because they need to hatch on the sand, like, far away from the water, and then they need to make it, like, in a sprint all the way to the water in order to survive and reunite with their mothers. Mm-hmm. However, because they are so small and tender, they're also very delicious to predators. Mm-hmm. So very few of them make it out in the wild. So people volunteer to release them in a group of humans, so that the humans are dissuading the predators from sweeping in and catching them on the way to the water so that they can have a chance to live.
Yeah, they essentially form like a human chain between the nest and the water so that nothing can get to the turtle hatchlings, and that they can do that whole process naturally. There's no human direct interaction with the turtles.
No, it's just a protective
But it's just
presence.
a protective presence. Alternatively, there are turtle sanctuaries where the eggs are transferred from beach that might not be the most stable to like hatcheries where
like incubators.
They're like sand pits, but they're like protected sand pits. And then once the turtles hatch, they're then taken and released. But that does require human intervention, and that is different from what our friend did.
And it's so nice that she came back with a turtle tattoo, and that's a memory that you kind of print on yourself to remember
sweet.
that. It's so sweet. So I'm so excited for you to get a souvenir
I have to
tattoo.
go see Kim's tattoo. I got a message them and be like, let me see.
Let me see it.
Yeah. Truly, I had this conversation with my coworker just a few days ago because we were talking about souvenirs from our work trip, and I was like, oh yeah, my order of events is like yarn, books, tattoos. That's my order of like souvenirs. And she's like, okay, but what about this? And I was like, I do like getting those. And she's like, and what about beers? And I was like, I also like getting those as souvenirs. And she's like, what about this? And I was like, okay, I like souvenirs. Just not
no, but
tchotchkes.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I
love a tchotchke.
I think for me it would be yarn, dictionary,
dictionary,
tattoo, and a Christmas ornament.
Cute.
The Christmas ornament is a tradition for me that I started when I went to Iceland the first time, and but dictionary, 100%. Like the older the better.
It's funny. I also I've been collecting Christmas ornaments for the last few years. So I got one from Disney World. I've got one from Peggy's Cove.
Well, when we go to Reykjavik, they have a Christmas store that is lovely. Yeah. And that's where I got a lot. Like, that's where I found out about the Yule Cat and, like, I think it's seven sons or 9 sons. I always forget. I think it's 7 sons. That, like, 7 sons of Santa.
Yeah.
The Yule Lads.
So I got
the Yule Lads.
I got the Yule Cat, and I got one of the sons as the ornaments that year.
That's so cute.
That shop is really cute.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
There's one like that in I think it's still there in Salzburg in Austria, if I remember correctly, because I would have been like 12 or 13 when I visited. No, I would have been 14 when I visited. It was like 3 stories of Christmas, and then the basement was all other holidays.
Since we're talking about Christmas, I wanted to ask the group.
Yes.
How are y'all feeling about the upcoming holiday season? Because the fall is always a little bit of an anxiety-inducing time for me, because all of the holidays are coming real soon, and societal expectations are really kind of piling up. Yeah. And it starts in October, at least in Canada, with Thanksgiving. And then it doesn't stop, because we have Thanksgiving, Halloween, and then other Thanksgiving. And then we have, if you're Jewish, you also have like Hanukkah happening, and then Christmas, and then New Year's Eve. And there's a lot of like, not just societal commitments, like social commitments that you have to go to, but also you have to either get or make gifts.
Yep.
So how are you feeling about your knitting practice, and is that going to be impacted this season?
Part of me feels like, yes, I still have so much to do, but then my brain is also like, no, you don't have to knit people something every single year. Because the last few years I've knit, so like my parents, their partners, my sister, and her partner, so 6 people. Yes, we're low on storage space right now. Ha ha ha. So 6 pairs of socks is what I've done the last couple of years as Christmas gifts. And I'm like, that's a lot. And this year, because I started the year out like burnt out of sock making after knitting like 17 pairs last year, I didn't start early. So I think I have like 1 pair of socks, gift socks knit. Yeah. And then I've knit my sister a sweater. But that was something that I wanted to make, not as a gift for her. Well, I wanted to make it for her,
the holidays,
but I wasn't thinking about it as a holiday gift. It was just something where I was like, I want to make us matching sweaters. I think that'd be really fun. Mm-hmm. So part of me is like, yes, I probably should get some more knitting done. And the other part of me is like, no. The last few years, I've done so much gift knitting. I can have a year off.
Yeah. So I'm going to... I can't believe I'm gonna say this.
Uh-oh.
I really can't.
Uh-oh.
But I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna sometimes I have nothing against the holidays. I love the holidays, love Christmas, love I love gift giving a lot. But there's a lot of pressure that comes with gift giving at that exact time.
Yes.
Just like there's a lot of pressure with, for example, being romantic on Valentine's Day or giving a gift during a birthday or something, right? There's a lot of pressure that comes with you need to do it for that date specifically. Yeah. And as much as I don't agree with necessarily a lot of religious beliefs, specifically from my family's beliefs, I do sometimes agree with one thing, and that's they don't celebrate holidays. I don't believe in that part. But their mentality is if you want to give a gift, you give your gift whenever. You just give the gift whenever you want. Like there's no you need to do it on that day. And I still want to celebrate holidays, and I still want to give gifts during that time. But I also sometimes think I'm also the kind of person that thinks if I feel like I want to give a gift, I shouldn't feel the pressure to give that gift on that day. Yeah. I'm just going to give the gift whenever. And
that's fair.
And I think what really helped me, especially last year when I gave when I knitted everybody a gift in
you really
my in-laws.
Went
8 months of not knitting for myself. I enjoyed it, but I think the reason I enjoyed it that much is because no one knew I was doing it.
Yeah.
There was no expectation for me to do anything because none of them knew. And then I just showed up and I'm like, here you go. And there was no pressure because if I hadn't finished, nobody would have known. Now, I put much pressure on myself kind of thing because I really wanted to finish it. But it was more like a me thing than a them thing, right? But I realized that or when I did the huge cardigan for Matt, and then the first year I just gifted him the sleeves.
That was funny.
He got the whole thing 8 months later, or more than that, 10, 11 months later, almost a year later. But the point is that it wasn't necessarily holiday related. And sometimes I do think that we are putting so much pressure on it needs to be at that date or at that moment, and it shouldn't be. Just like you shouldn't just be romantic on Valentine's Day or be nice to your friend on their birthday. What is this? If you if you want to give a gift. And
that's so true.
What I would suggest, honestly, because it works for me, and not always, but I realize that I'm the kind of person that if I do see something anytime during the year that I'm like, this person would really like this.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab it. Even if we're January 2nd. And then that'll be for the next time there's a holiday or celebration with that person. I may, depending on what it is, sometimes I'll just give it right away. But kind of my Christmas shopping, quote unquote, is the entire year.
Yeah.
So there's gifts that I will get because I just happened to be there. I didn't plan on doing this,
but you were.
I was there. It makes me think
it.
exactly, and I feel like that really helps me with the
pressure.
pressure.
That's nice.
Because then it doesn't work for everybody, but then whatever's left, it's less cumbersome or it's less stressful.
I do that too. There's certain things that I look for all year round because maybe it's harder to find them in the holidays, or maybe it's easier to find them in the summertime versus in the wintertime. Or as you say, it's nice to just have a cache of things ready to go as gifts.
Or, be like my in-laws. Be practical about your gifts. I don't know. Some people are very much against that. The practical gift.
I freaking love a practical gift.
I love practical gifts.
Me too. Give me all the socks.
Socks. Not for me, but my partner's mom, she still gifts them underwear, and they will never say no because then they don't have to go shopping for that stuff, right? And she gives them good quality stuff too, right? And she gives us every Christmas, she gives us socks, and I mean cozy socks, but then she gives us a cozy set of pajamas or some kind of the kind of stuff you can get at Roots, right? A sweatpants and a loungewear, right? And to me, that's literally, I am not kidding, the gift
best,
I'm waiting for the most. Whatever else is fine.
Honestly,
I'm happy, but that
cozy is always a good choice.
Me too. My mother-in-law has gifted me some sort of pajama every year.
It's wonderful,
and it's so nice. She was here in the summer and she brought me a pair of summer pajamas, and I was so grateful because honestly, I never think about replacing them.
Me too. Well, that's my point.
I don't think about it's what does it matter if it's ratty? I'm just gonna wear it to bed.
And the thing is,
nice
there's something so sweet about a loved one gifting you this because you know they're doing this because they want you to feel comfortable, because they want you to feel cozy.
Yeah.
And they're thinking about you when they're buying it. And I'm like, I don't think there's any gift on this earth that has ever brought me so much, just comfort in, just a nice, pair of pajama or socks or something, cozy. It's just, everything else is beautiful and wonderful, and I always appreciate it. I'm always very happy to get it. But the practical gift is usually, and if you're, usually what happens is your loved one knows what you're not going to gift yourself or what you're not going to buy yourself. So they go, my mother-in-law bought her son, my partner, a parka. Because she knew for a fact he was not going to buy one for himself. And he was in dire need of a new one. So she just bought one for him. And it's funny because my partner is one of those that's but why does it have to be... he likes the practical, but he wants to give something that's not practical. And sometimes, but the practical is what we want.
Yep.
For me anyway, I love practical. And he always tries to find something that's not practical for me. And I'm like, you don't need to. Practical is the way to go.
Honestly, I'd be so happy if y'all gifted me a pack of 5 underwear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And if
for your birthday, we're going to show up to the fancy steakhouse with just panties.
And worst comes to worst, if you want something that's not practical, and he'll say it's practical, but I don't think so. Just get me a gift card to any store you know I like. Literally.
David's Tea. Here we come.
Wabi Sabi, Indigo.
Yep.
Or any bookstore for that matter. Lelen Biscuit. Any.
Because they're the gift that keeps on giving.
Because then I'm I get the gift and then I get to go shop for the gift.
But it's so much fun too because of how long it can take to use it too. In Christmas 2023, I received a gift card for a tattoo, $150 to a tattoo artist whom I love, Zoe of Baby Dads.
Oh yeah,
and
hi, Zoe.
I'm using it in November. Almost 2 years later.
Yay!
But it means I'm getting a free tattoo, essentially.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm so freaking excited.
2 years later.
But it's so, because I waited.
Just
I
make
got to
sure
wait
they
till
don't
it was the right
expire.
thing. Yeah, just make sure. I got in right under the wire. I had until December 17th, and I was getting in a month before it expires.
I am loving this. I'm loving this conversation because I consider myself to be a really terrible gift giver. Mm-hmm. It's just something that is not an innate talent. For me, I have to really think about it, and I often overthink it. So I end up overbuying or under,
I know somebody like that.
Appreciating.
Yeah.
And it's I just find it really difficult to hit the sweet spot of something that you will use and that you will like and that says that I care about you and says that I know who you are. I overthink it all the time, and it makes me so anxious. So I really like the idea of just identify something that they like and give them a gift card to it.
And not only that, but what I think really helps me when I'm gift giving is I think about my partners, or let's say for my partner, for example, or my mother-in-law. What are their hobbies? What are they like? What kind of experience when I go to their house? Or when I'm with them, what kind of experience do I live with them? Where do they like to go spend time? And sometimes the gift is really just in one tiny little, it's one speck of their life, one tiny spot, right? And it doesn't even have to be a thing. I was mentioning to you earlier, my father-in-law doesn't care about gifts. He cares about experience with his children and his family. So for him, the gift isn't the material thing you're getting. It's the fact that we're all together in the family, and we're he'll much more appreciate going out to watch the Christmas lights and then take pictures. The cost to get in at the botanical garden is at $10. He doesn't care. That we would buy him a $500 telescope and he'd look at it what is this? Sure. Yeah. Versus the $10 we spent going. But for him, that was so much more important. So sometimes gift giving isn't necessarily a material thing. Yeah. It's an experience. It really depends on the person.
It really
Some
does.
people do prefer material things. I'm very much a practical gift and experience.
Mm-hmm.
I will always appreciate whatever gift I am given, but people who know me know that I prefer a practical gift and I prefer an experience than, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something like a
trinket.
Like a trinket. Like a trinket is cute, but like years ago, my aunt, this was before my mother became a Jehovah's Witness. My aunt, who is not a Jehovah's Witness, we go to her house or to one of my uncle's house, and then all of us together. And while I was a teenager, every year she'd give me the same gift. It was a candle and the candle holder, a scented candle and a candle holder. I'm not kidding. For 6 years straight, that's what I got. And
I would have loved that. Just FYI.
If there's one